Let's be real for a second. The road to getting AI right is absolutely full of failed projects. It is so easy to get lost in all the hype, so today we're going to cut right through the noise. We're going to build a clear, strategic roadmap that'll make AI a real, genuine win for your organization. Let's jump in. Does this sound familiar? You see this amazing, mind-blowing demo, and then you get bogged down in a swamp of issues trying to actually implement it. That initial spark just fizzles out, and you're left with a ton of frustration. You know, this is a super common story, but it absolutely does not have to be yours. We're here to change that whole narrative. You know, this frustrating gap between what's promised and what's delivered, well, it actually has a name, the AI paradox. Think of it like a hidden reef that sinks countless AI initiatives before they even get going. But don't worry, we're about to map it out for you and show you exactly how to navigate around it. Okay, so here's the absolute heart of the issue. Building a flashy AI demo in a controlled lab setting, that's one thing. But making that same AI a reliable, everyday part of your team's workflow, something that actually delivers real value at scale, well, that's a whole different ballgame. And that, right there, is where the real work begins. This slide just perfectly captures the two sides of the AI coin. On one side, you have the sleek, shiny promise of transformation, and on the other, the messy reality of what can happen when things go wrong. A classic example? Amazon's AI recruitment tool. It was supposed to find the best people for the job, but instead, by learning from past hiring data, it actually taught itself to be biased against women. It's just a powerful reminder of that huge gap between a cool idea and a truly successful, responsible rollout. So how do you steer clear of these kinds of traps? Well, it all starts with a simple but really powerful question you have to ask your own team. Are we truly ready for AI? And this isn't about the tech, it's all about laying the groundwork first. And I really want to hammer this point home because it is so crucial. Your AI journey doesn't kick off with a single line of code. Nope. It starts with a hard, honest look in the mirror at your own organization. If you don't have that solid foundation, even the most brilliant AI is just set up to fail. So what does readiness actually look like? Well, a great framework from Interpol and Unicre breaks it down into three main pillars. First step is culture. Are you building a team that's innovative but also has a strong ethical backbone? Second, processes. Do you have a clear playbook for how you're going to roll out and manage these new tools? And third, people. Is your team actually equipped with the right skills and a good understanding of AI? If you can get these three right, you're building on solid ground. Now, let's talk about the fuel for your AI engine, data. To get an AI model to perform with anything close to human-level accuracy, you're looking at a starting point of 5,000 examples for every single category you wanted to learn. I mean, why so many? It's because AI learns by finding patterns, and you need a massive amount of data to make sure those patterns are reliable. This one number really turns the vague idea of data into a very real and very big requirement. Okay, so you've done the self-assessment, you're ready to go. Now for the million-dollar question. Where in the world do you begin? In this huge sea of possibilities, how do you spot the AI opportunities that are actually going to move the needle for your business? The secret here is to think small. Seriously, don't try to boil the ocean and automate an entire job description. Instead, get granular. Map out your workflows, break them down into individual tasks and decisions. That's where you'll strike gold, in those specific, repeatable actions that are just ripe for AI to handle. And this simple matrix, this is an absolute game changer for prioritization. Just take your list of potential AI projects and start plotting them out. See those high-value, low-effort ideas in the top left? Those are your quick wins. You start there to build momentum and prove that this stuff works. The high-value, high-effort ones, those are your strategic bets, and they're going to need more planning. And if it's low-value, it's probably not worth your time right now. This one simple tool can turn a messy list of ideas into a clear, actionable plan. All right, you found your project, you've prioritized it. Now comes the really hard part, navigating what's called the messy middle, which is where so many great ideas just go to die. This is the journey from a promising prototype to a strong, production-ready system. A huge decision you have to make at this stage is what kind of AI model you're going to use. Think of it like hiring an employee, right? A general model is like a really smart, well-read person who knows a little bit about everything. They're great for general tasks, but they might not get the specific jargon of your industry. A specialized model, on the other hand, is like an expert you've trained for years on your own company's data. They might not be able to write you a poem, but they'll understand your legal contracts or medical records perfectly. Your choice here is absolutely critical for success. So, what does success actually look like? It's not just about flipping a switch and walking away. You have to ask some key questions. First, do we actually solve the problem we set out to fix? Second, can we measure the improvement with clear metrics? And third, and this is a big one, do our employees and customers actually like using it? Because let me tell you, if your AI is a pain to use, it's a failure, no matter how clever the tech is. Okay, enough with the theory. Let's see what this looks like in the real world. Because when AI is really woven into the core of a business, the results can be just stunning. Here are a few quick examples. Can you imagine drowning in 2 million pages of medical data every single year? Well, that was the reality for Canada Life. By bringing in a specialized AI, they slashed their document review time by an incredible 75%. That's thousands of hours freed up for their team to focus on what really matters, their customers. In the world of banking, speed and compliance are everything. So Tower Bank automated their verification and decision workflows. The result? They took new account onboarding from a painful 2 weeks down to just 20 minutes. This set them up to handle up to 5 times more growth with no new staff. Incredible! Now, for the public sector, data security is totally non-negotiable. The Texas Department of Public Safety built a private AI trained only on their own internal documents. So what happened? Their staff now get instant, accurate answers to complex policy questions, with zero risk of sensitive information ever leaving their secure network. It's truly the best of both worlds. You get speed and security. I mean, these are some inspiring wins, but they all share a secret ingredient for long-term success, and that is governance. Because once AI is a part of your workflow, you need a plan to manage it, not just for today, but for the long haul. And let's not sugarcoat it. The risks here are significant. We're talking about everything from deepfakes and misinformation to AI systems that can actually amplify existing biases. Then you've got the environmental impact and major privacy concerns. These aren't just hypotheticals. They are huge red flags that demand a serious governance strategy. So, what is AI governance really? It's not about putting the brakes on innovation, not at all. It's about building guardrails so you can actually move faster but safely. It's the framework that keeps your AI aligned with your goals, manages all those risks, and makes sure everything you do is ethical and accountable. And to manage this powerful new capability, a new leadership role is starting to emerge: the Chief AI Officer, or CIO. Now, this isn't just a fancy title. It's a recognition that AI strategy needs a dedicated voice in the C-suite, someone who's driving both the innovation and the accountability from the very top. Because at the end of the day, this whole thing isn't about just adopting a few new tools. The ultimate goal here is to become an AI organization. And I just love this idea of a decision factory, a place where software, data, and algorithms all come together to supercharge human judgment, leading to better, faster decisions across the entire board. So we'll leave you with this final thought. As you look at your own organization, you have to ask, is AI just another shiny tool in your toolbox? Or are you giving it the power to be the architect of your future? Your answer to that question will determine everything.